Hi there, it's Rob from Auburn Amps with a quick video about short scale guitars. A colleague was interested in what it would feel like to play a Gibson Birdland with its 23.5-inch scale. And if you can't get your hands on an instrument and you're curious about its scale length, how it would respond with your fingers, then obviously one thing you can do is take a longer scale guitar, capo up and tune down. Now it's not precisely the same, of course, because the strings will have a looser feel and the tension will be different. But if you're really serious about doing the experiment, you can throw a heavier set of strings on your guitar, one gauge higher for each semitone that you drop will bring you more or less into the zone, so your guitar will respond and feel more or less as it normally would with the correct set of strings for that gauge. For that scale length. But how do you know the scale length of a guitar? Well, there's the posted one, like a Fender guitar is typically considered to be 25.5 inches, or a Gibson is typically considered to be 24 3/4. But you can't measure it going from the nut to the bridge saddles, because the bridge saddles are all over the place due to the intonation settings. So what you do is you measure from the nut, the exit point of the nut, where the string exits the nut, to the 12th fret, and you double that distance, and that gives you your scale length. And what you'll discover is, although Fender guitars will tend to be precisely 25.5 inches, the Gibsons were never really 24 3/4, even though that's the measurement that's often quoted. They're usually 24 5/8, 24 9/16, somewhere in there. It varied historically. So anyway, to cut to the chase, if you're starting with a 25.5-inch scale length guitar, you capo to the first fret, and what you end up with, if you can ignore the fret markings, which you should anyway, is about a 24-inch scale guitar. Now that's not far off the Gibson Birdland's 23.5-inch, and it's spot on a Fender Mustang and Jaguar. They were traditionally 24 inches, as well as Brian May's Red Special. Any 24-inch guitar. Anyway, it's a nice feel. You can experiment with that. If you go up to the next fret, you end up with a scale length that's about 22 3/16, which is pretty close to the 22.5-inch scale that was the old Fender Duosonics and Music Masters, and also some newer guitars like the Jackson, was it the Minion? They make a small scale guitar that's in about that range, or the Squier Mini series, I think, is in that range as well. Anyway, those are the experiments you can do if you're starting with a 25.5-inch scale length guitar like this interesting Hofner. Now, if you've got something with a Gibson scale length, 24 3/4, and you want to experiment with scale lengths, you can go up one fret, capo up one, capo. Anyway, I'm not going to argue the pronunciation. Some people say one, some people say the other, and you know what I'm talking about. That's the main thing. So that if you capo up one fret on a 24 3/4-inch scale guitar, you end up with a scale length of about 23 inches, which is again close to a Gibson Birdland. It's a little bit shorter, but it will give you a sense of what it feels like to play that scale length. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm going to do another video down the road of how a guitar will behave with different string tension on it, and the importance of using string tension to not only affect the playing feel, but also how the guitar itself resonates and behaves. Anyway, that's it for now. This is Rob from Auburn Amps, and I'm wishing you a day full of music.